Hello, everyone. Welcome to my women's basketball rantings. This is where I give my thoughts about the happenings in the women's game. If you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, and comment in the comment section below. If you're still listening, welcome. If you're not, welcome. Let's get started. Today, I'm going to be filling out my March Madness bracket online in front of everyone because why not? It's fun. I love March Madness. It's the most exciting time of the year. And it's my birthday, so it's just perfect. Everything works. So I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this bracket to come out, and I was like, okay, let me feel it. While I'm sure, like all of you, we all have different brackets, but this is the main one. This is the one I'm standing by. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be very hot takey. I have a lot of hot takes, but I'm standing by it, and we're going to go for it. While I fill out the brackets, I'm also going to be talking about some teams that caught my eye and how they've performed all season. So I definitely follow the game, even though I don't blog about it anymore. I still follow the game. I'm still a huge fan. But so I'm going to be giving my thoughts about some of these teams. So let's get started. Let's start with UCLA. So UCLA got the number one overall seed. It was a bit controversial, but even I thought, okay, UCLA number one overall. But when I looked at it deeper, I realized that out of the four teams that could have been number one, UCLA was probably the best on like problematic team that got that number one seed. Because when you look at South Carolina could have easily been number one, but then UCLA beat them. So I mean, head to head, they clearly beat them, and I think it was even a blowout. So you cannot definitely give South Carolina a number one seed when they were beaten by UCLA. And then you look at the other teams, that's Texas and USC. USC, I honestly would not put them over a UCLA, even though they beat UCLA twice. When it mattered, UCLA won the conference. So you really can't put them over UCLA for a number one seed. Second is Texas. Honestly, I like Texas. I mean, I think they're great. But when it comes to overall performance, strengths, I would definitely not put them as a number one seed, and I would not put them over South Carolina or UCLA. Funny enough, I won't even put them over USC. I believe Texas should have been a 4 seed instead of a 3 seed. That's what I believe. So I think UCLA honestly was the best option they had to work with. I also would have probably put like a UConn as the number one and then put a Texas. But when you look at body of work, you have to give it to Texas. They did deserve that 4th seed, but not a 3rd seed. But either way, this is the bracket we have to work with, and let's go. So UCLA number one, they're going to be playing USDC or SOU. Don't really know the names, but definitely USC will be winning this game. For the first round, I do not really put upsets because I mean it's first round. Most of the good teams typically come out of it. But as I go through the brackets, I'll just give you my takes on what I think would win and what I think would advance. And if it's an upset, it's an upset. Let's go. So we have Richmond versus Georgia Tech. I will take Georgia Tech, obviously. Ole Miss versus Ball State. I love Ole Miss. I'll definitely take Ole Miss. Ball State is still up and coming. They'll get there one day. Baylor, Grand Canyon, Baylor, definitely. Florida State, George Mason. George Mason is good. I mean, they did win their conference recently. I mean, but first time Cinderellas, I'll take Florida State, definitely. LSU, San Diego State, LSU, definitely. Michigan, Harvard. So this is where I'm going to call it. I'm going to take Harvard because of Harmony Turner. They're out right now. They won the Ivy League. They can make some noise. I really don't know what Michigan has to work with. Michigan State, sorry, I know Michigan, but Michigan State, I really don't know what they have to work with. So, I mean, I can call an Harvard can just upset them. Who knows? Harmony Turner is not playing around. So, I'm going to call an upset for that one. NC State, Vermont, I'm going to call NC State. Moving on to let me go up first. Moving on to the second regional, South Carolina and Tennessee Tech. So, let's talk South Carolina for a bit. South Carolina had a great year, no doubt about that. They had a great year, and I'm impressed with Don Staley. Even though they did win the national championship last year, they started not so great because of the UCLA upset. And I think they got upset by UConn. And I don't know if they got upset by another team, but they had a great year, but it wasn't, of course, the undefeated season that they had last year. But then they weren't probably expecting that because they did lose one of their key players in Camila Cardoso. Camila Cardoso, it was so very important to their team. And for them to still make it out as a number one seed, that just shows how impressive Don Staley is, how she coaches, the talent she recruits. I'm just really impressed with the way their season went, even though, I don't like South Carolina, but, I give honor to who honor is due. I give it to them. They definitely deserved this number one seed, and I see them going far in the tournament. So I'm going to put South Carolina, of course. Utah versus Indiana. I'm going to take Indiana because I like Indiana. Utah, I've just not felt their presence this season. So I'll say Indiana. Alabama, Green Bay, I'll take Alabama. Maryland, Norfolk, I'll take Maryland. West Virginia or Columbia, Washington. I think Washington is actually not a bad team. I don't know how they ended up as an 11th seed. Columbia is all right. I mean, Harvard won, but they gave them a run for their money. So I'm going to put an upset here because, there has to be an upset somewhere. Seems like a good one to call. What do you know? The next one is also going to be an upset. I'm going to put Oregon State to upset South Carolina, North Carolina. I believe Oregon State is actually a very good team. They won their conference, I believe. I mean, they were used to be good at some point. They became, they went down, they went up. I believe in them. I think they might just upset North Carolina. I like North Carolina, but I don't really see what they have going on for them apart from DJ Kelly. So I would definitely put Oregon State to do that upset. Vanderbilt, Oregon, Vanderbilt, Duke, I'll definitely put Duke. Moving to the third regional, we have USC, Greensboro. Of course, USC, but of course, like as always, let's talk USC for a bit. I don't think anybody would talk about USC without talking about Juju. Juju has been great for USC. I mean, just give her all the flowers in the world. Before she came in 2 years ago, USC was nothing. Zilch. They were not even in the conversation for anything. No awards, no, nothing really. They were just there. Like, they weren't even a great team, honestly. I didn't even know anything about them. The only thing I knew about them was that they used to play Stanford once in a while. And they had a USC and South Carolina had a USC. Honestly, that's the only thing I knew about them. And then Juju came in and she completely turned that team around. Like, how does a player turn a team around? Like, it's so crazy. Like, it's crazy, like, to watch what she has done to that team. I know the coach, of course, has to, like, get credit, but just give it to Juju. Just give it to that lady. I'm so impressed. I've never been so impressed with someone since maybe Brianna Stewart when she won 4 championships in a row. I mean, I'm so impressed with her. Give her kudos. I really hope they get far. But let's see how my bracket shapes up. So, California, Mississippi State. I'll take Mississippi State. Kansas State, Fairfield, Kansas State, Kentucky Liberty, Kentucky, Iowa St. Murray State. I'll take Iowa. Oklahoma, FGCU. I'm going to put FGCU because FGCU upsets people every year. It's only natural that I put them. Why not? I like them. I always put them to upset, and they always upset, so why not? I'm going to do that this year again. Oklahoma, South Dakota, I would definitely take, of course, Oklahoma, and then UConn and Arkansas State, UConn for the first round. Moving on to the next part, we have Texas. Okay, let's talk Texas. Texas as one of my favorite players, Rory Amon. I love that babe. Love her. She's a great point guard. I like the way she plays. I like the way she carries her team. She's a great leader. I mean, from a freshman year to where she is now, I mean, she's really doing really, really great. Big Schaefer has always been a very good coach. I mean, most times doesn't really have what to work with. Like he doesn't really have, the All Americans and all that. But whatever he has to work with, he does his best. They're a good team, one of the top overall seeds. Even though I feel they should have been a 4 instead of a 3, but hey, there they are. They have some good players there. Madison Booker, she's really good, and then of course, Rory Amon, but I still feel Texas is very vulnerable. So, but for the first round, of course, I'm going to take Texas. Illinois Creighton, I'm going to take Creighton because, it's biggest. I like Creighton. They're cool. They go to the Elite 8 that one time. So I'll take them. I think they're good. Tennessee, South Florida. South Florida is actually a good team, but I will take Tennessee. Ohio State, Montana State, of course, Ohio State. Michigan and ISU or Princeton. I'll take Michigan. They have, Michigan is a good team. At least I see them going far. Well, I see them going to the round of 32. And now I see Notre Dame, so yeah, that's not good. So Notre Dame, Stephen SF Austin, of course, I'll take Notre Dame for now. Louisville, Nebraska, I'll take Louisville, and then TCU Ferguson Knights, I would take TCU. All right, so now let's get to the business part of this, the round of 32. So I would, for this one, we'll take UCLA, Georgia Tech, UCLA, because Ole Miss, Baylor. This is going to be very interesting, but I would not bet against Ole Miss, so I'll take Ole Miss to upset Baylor. Florida State, LSU. This will be very interesting. Very interesting. Mark your calendars, but I will take LSU. I just can't go against Kid Malky. It's Kid Malky. I mean, come on, she's definitely getting out of the round of 32. Harvard, NC State, definitely take NC State. NC State has really been good this year, actually. Let me not lie. They've been really good. Like this, what's her name? Z. She's really good. Then we have Sana Rivers, Azalea, yes, that's her name. Then they have Zoe Brooks. There's some really good players, actually. And then we have, of course, Westmore, who, I mean, the guy just knows how to coach a team. They made it to the Final Four last year. Basically the same players. I mean, I see them definitely going far this year. And then we have USC, Mississippi State. USC definitely. Juju is not going down in the final 32. Kansas State, Kentucky. This is going to be interesting. I see Kansas State getting the win. Kansas State has Ayoke Lee. This is last year. She's entering the WNBA draft. She might want to make some noise. But then Kentucky has Georgia Amor, who might also want to make some noise. But I'll see Kansas State getting the edge in this one. Iowa, FGCU. I'm going to put FGCU. I know. Somebody got to upset someone. I don't like Iowa, so I will think FGCU to upset Iowa. Why not? Why not? It's not like they have Caitlin Clark anymore. I'm going to take FGCU. Oklahoma, UConn. Definitely taking UConn. And then we have South Carolina, Indiana. South Carolina, definitely. Alabama, Maryland. I'm going to take a Maryland to not upset. I'm going to take a Maryland to win this game. I like Maryland. I think they have a good coach. They have some really good players, and they are just gelling. So they might just make it happen in the tournament. Columbia, Washington, Oregon State. I'm definitely taking an Oregon State to Sweet 16. Vanderbilt, Duke. This will be very interesting, but I would not bet against Duke. All right, let's go to the round of 32 in the Regional 3. I think that's Birmingham. So we're going to take Texas Creighton, of course, Texas, Tennessee, Ohio State. I think Tennessee is going to win this one. Tennessee is new, they are fresh, they have a new coach, they have a chip on their shoulder. Ohio State is Ohio State, nothing really new to them. I'll take Tennessee to upset them. The Michigan Notre game, this is going to be a very interesting game. Very interesting game. One of the games to definitely watch out for in the round of 32. Notre Dame, let's talk Notre Dame. Notre Dame has been very up and down. They really started well. In fact, when they started this year, I honestly thought they were going to a shoe in for the Final Four. I thought they were going to be number 1 seed. I thought they were going to be number 1 overall. That's how good they were playing. That the confidence, just killing teams. And then towards the final stretch of the season, they started losing some games that they definitely should have won. And in an embarrassing manner, come on, they lost to Duke in the ACC tournament. Come on, they can't do better than that. I don't know, maybe they're tired, fatigue. I don't know what happened, but I still think this is a team. If we see a glimpse of the team we saw at the beginning with Olivia Miles and Hidalgo really, really gelling, and then all other teams contributing and then playing as a team and not Anna Hidalgo playing Euro ball, trying to do too much. I think if they come together as a team, they can definitely make things happen this year. But I definitely Michigan is also a good team, so this could be as a very strong potential for an upset. So I would definitely take Notre Dame any day. All right, so Louisville TCU is another very interesting game that you have to mark on your calendars. Louisville TCU, and I know you know why. TCU is doing really well this year. Oliver Leeds, this lady, what's her name? Sidona Prince, Madison Booker, or is it Coma? They have one. They are doing so well. They're playing so well. They made it to number 2 seed. I think they even made it to the top 10 for the first time. I mean, they are really gelling. They are really playing well together. And then we have a Louisville, which was Eli Van Lee's former team. So this is always very interesting. And then Jeff Waltz is a great coach. I really don't know much about Louisville this year, but I know that Jeff Waltz is a great coach, and he puts together some ragtag teams or people that know how to ball. So this could be very interesting. But I see TCU winning. Eli Van Lee is not going to lose to a former team. Definitely not. And then Louisville got upset last year in the first round. So that should be interesting to watch. So let's move on to Sweet 16. Now we're at the interesting part of the tournament. Let's play. UCLA Old Miss, of course UCLA, South Carolina, Maryland, South Carolina, LSU, NC State. Mark this on your calendar. This is going to be a great game. I have no idea who is going to win, but it's Kim Mulkey. She got upset last year. They pay her so well. I don't think they're going to pay her so well to lose again in the Sweet 16. So she's going to put everything she has. She's going to use everything in her arsenal to make sure that she gets out of that Sweet 16 and ends up a salary. So I'm going to put LSU to upset NC State in the Sweet 16. And then we have USC, Kansas, of course USC, Juju, of course. Juju is going to make things happen. FGCU, UConn. Of course, I'm going to put UConn. UConn, my team. I love you guys. Love you guys. But does UConn have what it takes this year to make it to the Final Four? I guess I would like to see how my bracket shakes out. But from what I'm seeing, they have what it takes if they play to the best of their ability. But UConn does not always play to the best of her ability. Pedricas can choke. She can choke. It happens. But then Pedricas can also decide to just go crazy and go for 30 points or 35 points. She's that crazy. She can do anything she wants. So it really depends on what, the way the wind blows with UConn, which is not something I say about UConn. But this year, honestly, anything can happen. But are they good? I would say yes. I think they have some good pieces. And so I would like to see how it plays out. All right. And then we have to me, one of the best games that everyone should watch, which will be Notre Dame TCU. It's going to be great. It's going to be exciting. But I still think, I think Notre Dame will win this game because, it's Notre Dame. They're angry that they're going number 3 seed. They're not impressed. And in normal ways, if the world was all right, if Notre Dame did not choke in the final games of the season, TCU probably would have been a 3 seed and Notre Dame would have been a 2 seed. So I think they would want to reclaim their glory. So I'm going to put them there. And then Tennessee, Texas, this would be interesting, but definitely Texas is going to win this game. Oregon State and Duke. I think Duke is definitely going to win this game. So we're going to put Duke there. And then let's go to the Elite 8. So we have a UCLA LSU. Let's see. UCLA playing great, good team. They have everything it takes to win. They just need to come together and play. They have like the pieces, like forget arts, forget, grades, forget everything. UCLA on paper has everything they need to win a national championship. LSU, also good, great coach, great team. But I'm definitely going to put UCLA for this one. I just can't bet against UCLA right now. South Carolina, Duke. I think South Carolina, even though Duke would definitely give them a run for their money, but Duke is more defensive minded. I think South Carolina's offense would outweigh their defense. So moving on to USC UConn. Finally, they're meeting in the Elite 8. I'm going to say this is where UConn's journey comes to an end. Juju is Juju. So it's going to be a Juju versus Paige. Paige has a chip on her shoulder, right? She really wants to win the national championship. Juju wants to show that she can, take her team to the Final Four for the first time. I think USC has more in terms of paper players. Like they have Kiki, they have some really good Kennedy Smith. They have some really good players. You can also have some good players, but on the in the long run, USC is number one for a reason. I will take USC over UConn. Unfortunately, I love UConn. UConn is my team, but just to being realistic, I do not see UConn overcoming USC because USC has a better team than they had last year. I would say USC would win this one. Sadly, it saddens me to say, but I would pick USC over UConn, unfortunately. So Texas Notre Dame, this is going to be very interesting. But I'll take Texas, based on number one. Texas is number one, and Notre Dame has a tendency of choking. So I would take 10 this thing. Notre Dame. I'll take Texas over Notre Dame. Yes. So the next is South Carolina, Texas, and UCLA, USC for the Final Four. Just because it looks really, I like the name. And I do feel USC would probably take it. I'm going to take USC to win this game because Juju, of course. And then I'll take South Carolina to win Texas. It's going to be tough, but yes, I'm going to take it because I like it. Just poetic. The battle of the USC. So USC versus USC for the national championship, and the ultimate USC gets to win national championship. And I believe USC would win. That's not South Carolina, USC, because I do not like South Carolina. But South Carolina can easily win this. It could go either way, in my opinion. But I will take USC to cut down the net in March with a score of 158. And that is the way my bracket shapes up. Do not forget to fill out your bracket. It's a great time, to check out how it goes awry. Mine is going to fall so flat. Probably the first round is going to be completely busted. It's going to be terrible, and I look forward to it. These are just predictions. May the best team win. May the LT team win. And of course, may we get a great champion in April. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.